Okay, recording has begun. So yeah, we're back to Homeseek. So if you haven't seen Homeseek yet, it is a post-apocalyptic survival game. It's in the same genre as Frostpunk, even like Banished, End Zone, Surviving the Aftermath, all those things, even Timberborn. You know, it's that genre. We are going to try to beat Part 1, Chapter 3 on hard mode. And we did try out hard mode on this yesterday, and I actually got all the way through it. And then it said like, all right, you did it. Now try to survive as long as possible. And then we lost almost immediately. And it gave us a defeat screen, not a victory screen. So we're going to go back through and try to get the victory. I think I know what you have to do to get the victory now. I have an idea. I don't know if I'm right or not, but we're going to try it. Alrighty. Chapter 3, Wreck. Desolate between rugged cliffs, we reach the shores of the sea, taunting us with its vast expanse of undrinkable water. The wide beach seems a feasible surface to build a desalination. I don't know why I always say desalination plant instead of just desalination. No idea. A large rusted container ship lies beached on one side of the cove and may offer us shelter, at very least a wealth of scrap. Okay. Here we go. We gotta get our expedition off really soon. And I need to be less cavalier with what I make the expedition do. Like, it's a choose your own adventure type of thing in the game too, which I really like. With consequence for sure. And I was being pretty like exploratory when we were doing this on hard mode yesterday, and I lost a lot of people because of it. For instance, I was like, should we mix this with our water? And it's like, yeah, go ahead. It's like, oh, all of our water is ruined. But the salty sea breeze and the promise of water draw us to a new valley lodged between some rocky heights with a flat ocean beach nearby that seems ripe for the construction of desalination plants. However, more so than any other feature of the landscape, our attention is drawn to the enormous ancient form of an old world container ship breached and rusting on one side of the cove. All right. So with this map, we start out with only one well, 2 things of berries. The only farm is like way the crap up here, 2 stories above the water. And then we have the ocean and a lot of scrap here. So, all right, we're going to start out by building the well and water storage for that, of course. Build it on this side so no, it ended up being okay here. If I put it over here, we can attach some towers faster. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, we'll attach to this side this time. Go in, we're going to connect that so that the water goes that way. We're going to use the better piping, even though it costs a little bit more. And then food storage at 300 because everything is more expensive on these on hard mode. So let's go ahead and put people down here on these scrap piles. We gotta get this cleared out really soon so we can start getting water from the ocean. And yeah, we need scrap really quickly, so I'm just going to throw lots of people on scrap. And as soon as we have enough scrap, we'll get the food and berries going. Okay. So food storage, we'll put it right between the 2 berries here. And throw people on those berries. Connect to the food storage. Food storage, there we go. Better conversion rate than the farm. I mean, I think it's going to be vital for our survival to do it, but I think we need the farm too. But maybe we focused too much on the farm last time because I didn't know traders were going to come with 4,000 food, right? There's no way for me to know that. All right, so we got water going. Let's get the other berries set up. And I think I'm going to get the expedition even before houses this time, and just get the expedition out as soon as possible. So that's 600. All right, we'll get the expedition center, and this will allow us to, you guessed it, send out expeditions. Last time I built houses and a hospital next, and yeah. Time we're gonna get the expedition out sooner. As we become more comfortable in our new settlement, we begin to find that it has one major disadvantage. There are very few nearby sources of scrap, the vital resource we use for construction. However, it seems like the enormous rusting old world container ship run aground at on a nearby beach might offer a solution to our problem. Anonymous, thank you for the $15 donation. Thank you, Anonymous. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you. Can't give as much as you would want to. Want to say thanks to all you here on YouTube. Helps you a lot to get through a very tough time. Thank you, Anonymous. I appreciate the support. And yeah, make sure you're, you know, giving yourself credit too. I do have some people come in, it's like, I had someone come in and they were like, you're the only reason I got through such and such, but you know, make sure it's not me, you know, you gotta give yourself some credit. But anyway, thank you for the support. It's a long way to say thank you, but thank you. All right, we'll get that done. I don't know if this is the best build order or not, but getting expeditions out is so incredibly important. And I think I'm going to send the minimum amount out again. You can send 3 to 6. I'm going to send 3. The main reason why is because we don't start with the ability to get the salt water. We'll send a little bit more scrap. Mistborn, thank you for the 12 months, almost a full calendar year. Thank you, Mistborn. Appreciated. 12 months. All right. So now with the extra scrap, we'll work on getting houses. And we'll put these where people are going to be working long term. I mean, there's not really going to be much work to do down here. Most of the work's going to be taking place down the beach and then up here. So let's put this one kind of close to the beach. Yeah, if the stream can help distract even or something like that. The first trade, yeah, I think it's a very small trade. I think it's 1,800 on the. Is it day 0 or day 1? I can't remember. All right, we can go to the country club or the dockyard. Let's go to the country club. It is the closest. Yeah, we're about to find out. Yeah, it's day 0. Okay. Caravan messenger. A messenger arrives at the entrance of our encampment, claiming to represent a small nearby trading caravan. She tells us that her caravan passes through the area every 3 days. Okay, so every 3 days at 1,800, hoping to meet wastelanders willing to buy their merchandise. Hardy and perishable food. They are willing to trade their stores of rations in exchange for scrap. So 200 scrap for 500. Okay. So yeah, day 0, 6, 9, etc. Yeah, we got to make sure. And we know now that all the other ones, at least the 3, 6, and 9, they want 750 scrap, which is kind of nuts. But now that we know that, that's one of the things, like when I was playing this blindly, there's no way to know. So how am I liking the game? I'm liking it a lot. I'm not sponsored to play it anymore, and I've still been enjoying it and still playing it. So, you know, I'm playing it even though it's not great for the stream, and I'm not sponsored to. So that should be a testament that at least I am enjoying it. If you like the games in this genre, like Frostpunk, or you like choose your own adventure type stuff in general, you'll probably like it too. I've enjoyed it so far. All right, so I think we'll go ahead and get 4 houses up total. I think I'm actually going to put a house up here in the long run. Yeah, I like it a whole lot. If you check it out through !Homeseek, it is a Steam link, but it is a tracked Steam link, so the developers can see at least people are still using my link for it. I don't get like paid for you to use it, but it does like increase the chances I might get future deals with the publisher, developer, or whatnot. So if you are interested in the game at all, even if you don't try out the demo right now or don't buy it, using that link or going in and wish listing it helps, you know. Trimmers. Oh no, where's Kevin Bacon? As work continues at a steady pace, harvesting scrap from the shipwreck, we feel shaking and hear some loud, creaking noises emerge from its depths. After a time, the noises stop and everything seems to settle back down into an uneasy stillness. So for anyone that doesn't, if you're playing and wondering how it determines if people build, if you have idle citizens, they will build during the day. If you don't, then they'll build during night. The current objective right now is our expedition needs to find a way to get the salt out of the salt water. In addition to that, we need to get rid of the wreckages on the beach so we can actually harvest the salt water. We're on a clock because there's only one well. What's that one well? And there will be like mini goals that pop up during, like, try to do this, try to make this. If you do this, people will get happier. Our big goal right now is to find some stuff out here. At first, we have no idea what this place is supposed to be. It's an undulating expanse of dust and sand. Some perfectly flat areas reveal it to be man-made. There's an entrance entitled Country Club. Inside, we see old photos of a perfect green landscape populated by ponds and lakes. A sign on the wall gives us direction. See, we didn't have this one on the previous attempt. Isn't that interesting? What should we do? Head left to the hotel, head right to the gift shop, and buggy hire? Let's go to the hotel, I guess. One well, short conversation. Police officer. Yeah, let's go to the hotel. Let's try that one.
Because I flow. Lajiki Jar Jar too.
Observer, thank you for the 888 bits. Playing a game that doesn't quite, yeah, it's not quite as good as Rimworld, but I appreciate you guys hanging out, lurking, etc. Oh, what? I was typing it really fast. Did I typo the? Okay, thank you. There we go. Here we go. Thank you, Ibex, and thank you, Observer. Yeah, let's try the hotel. We take some time to walk along a short corridor lined with a smashed trophy cabinet. Homeseek, yeah. Homeseek. All right, so we're gonna need one more house. We take some time to walk along a short corridor lined with a smashed trophy cabinet. In one of the rooms, we find a bag filled with a bunch of metal sticks. We recognize them as the clubs from a photo in the lobby. They make great scrap. There's also a small flask with whiskey written on it. It smells toxic, but we take it anyway. We exit onto the golf course. It's a little more than a desert now. We assume the deeper pits were filled with water. We find a flat area with a sign saying first green. There's a red flag and a bent pole. We pull it out to reveal a perfectly round hole. There's something inside. Golf clubs, yeah. It's interesting that we did the same mission. We tried it yesterday, and I did not get this place. I thought everything in the campaign was always the same, but we didn't. Maybe we just didn't go to this one, but definitely didn't read this yesterday. Reach into the hole, or no one's keen on sticking their hand in there. What could possibly be in the golf hole that we would want? We can't even carry anymore. I shouldn't take the risk. Yeah, let's not do that. Get bit by some creature. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's some kind of creature. We immediately decide it's not worth it. Replace the flag. Are you supposed to rest with no house? Suck it up. Toontown. I forgot about that. Yeah, Toontown. It was a golf hole. You can now vote for nothing goes to waste. So we unlocked a new law that we can vote for if we ever get there. There comes a hiss from the hole, and we leap back as a snake emerges and slithers out across the sand. Yeah, Ivax called the snake. There's not much for us here. As we make our way back to the entrance, we notice several small metal nozzles. Investigating reveals they are attached to pipes. We deduce they were part of a sprinkler system. Citizens' daily water needs are reduced by 5. Ooh. That's really good because on hard mode, their default is 10 extra water per day. A minigun was down there. Pretty good if we can actually get the building to pass laws this time before we die. All right, onward. to the dockyard. Yeah, you'll have a house today. Chill out. Chill out. I know you're homeless. Just give me some time. All right, so that will mean everyone is homed, and we will definitely need to get a medical center up next. Still day one. Okay, medical center. That over near the houses we have there. And then next we need the research center. So research center is 600, man, oh man. Can we still put the Archimedes screw there if we do this? I don't know. Here's a spot. All right, let's see here. Towers of old shipping containers still line the old dockyard, and we approach hoping that we will be able to scavenge some valuable resources that might be still left within them. When we arrive, though, we see a few scavengers already prying open one of the containers. They seem armed. We need that salvage, get ready to fight them. Back away quietly and try to avoid them by moving their section. Approach them and ask if they want to join. This one we had yesterday, and we know that like 6 people joined from this. It has a poor rating on Steam, really? That's interesting. I've liked it a lot so far, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Do you see what the like predominant reason why people are saying negative things? They are drinking contaminated water, and it does have negative effect. They can get sick. They can die from it even. I don't want 6 more people this time. We're gonna just try to avoid them and see what happens. We decided among ourselves that we would rather avoid any sort of confrontation. Yeah, I haven't looked at the reviews or anything. I've liked it so far. We leave the scavengers alone and move on. Moving through the central rows of stacked shipping containers, it seems that most of the ones around the ground level have been ransacked already. Many stacked higher must have been out of reach to most looters as they seem unopened. We can try to climb, or we can construct scaffolding. And we have to do one or the other, or else we don't get progress here. I guess we'll do scaffolding and play it safe. I never understand things like that. People are saying it's the worst Frostpunk. I don't understand people that if they like a genre of game, why they don't want more games in the genre. It doesn't make sense to me at all. It's one thing if something is a clone. This is not a clone of Frostpunk. It's not a clone. It's not a ripoff. It's just the same genre. I didn't understand that with Darkest Dungeon either. I would play other games that were 4-on-4 left versus right side combat, and people would come in and be like, oh my god, this game ripped off Darkest Dungeon. Like, you're right, Darkest Dungeon did invent turn-based combat. It's just a really weird thing. I don't know why people are like that. You can like more than one. And I like I said, I don't get it. Like, do you want just one good game in every genre and never anything else? I don't understand. Same thing with like Slay the Spire. We were playing Monster Train. If you've ever played Monster Train, you know it is vastly different from Slay the Spire. But as everyone knows, Slay the Spire did invent cards. Cards didn't exist before Slay the Spire. So since Monster Train has a card system, people are in, oh, is this a clone? Is this a clone of Slay the Spire? Yeah, it sure is. So, yeah, it's a very bizarre mindset people like that have. I don't know. Monster Train is an awesome game. I really like it. Good elements from another game. Right. It's like, you can't... there's nothing new under the sun. Everything is derivative, and derivative isn't a bad word. It's a weird thing. Like I was talking about before, imagine people doing that with like cars and things too. Like, imagine a new car comes out and people are like, round wheels again, and there's 4 of them. I've seen this before. It's like, yeah, there's a reason. Or whatever. There is a game that Frostpunk does better. At least, I don't know, I like it. Has seatbelts, lame. Aside from a single quickly depleting well, the small cove nearby is our only source of water. Even that is currently blocked by some piles of debris. It will be necessary for our survival to gain access to the cove and to find a way to make the water safe to drink. Okay. So if we don't do that, people get unhappy. And if we do, people will get a little bit happier. And they did find the way to get the desalination center. Can they copy it? So their games are fine. You have to have your own twist in the game genre. I don't think this is a clone. And I'm not like sponsored to say it. I've played both. And this is not, it's the same genre, but it's not a clone of it. In Frostpunk, when you do like the choices, it's mainly about what laws and order stuff, things you're passing. This one is not quite the same as that, but it's just the same genre. There's going to be a lot of similarities. It's good. You pros a new game called Frost Monster Dungeon. Observer, thank you for the 69 bits. Same thing with fans of sci-fi or fantasy shows. Yeah, I've seen it in lots of things, yeah. Yeah, but I don't think this... Like I said, I played both. And I played this quite a bit now. And I played Frostpunk a whole lot. It doesn't feel like a rip-off or anything like that. Or to Alliance, to me anyway. We went to the bell tower, which was a bad idea last time. Let's head to the mansion, I guess. But yeah, we did do the satellite dish last time. We'll definitely go there again too. And I mean, also, Observer, thank you for the 69 bits again. If a game is in the same genre and it's not as good as the other one, I mean, not every game could be the best game in the genre and one up everything else. But again, like, wouldn't you want more in that genre if you like it? That's what I don't get. Like, people that are probably saying that have already done everything that they wanted to do in Frostpunk and probably don't play it anymore. All FPS are clones of Doom. Yeah, exactly. It's just, I don't know, it's just weird to me. All right, we gotta get this clear. It'll be clear today, and then we gotta get the research done. These actually share as well. Share scrap HP or whatever. All games are clones of Pong. Day 3, we'll have the traders come in. You know, we should use the towers earlier this time too. These towers just produce water at night. Gotta be careful that we have 750 left. Pong is just a phone of ping pong. We're gonna go all the way back to like the game of or something. Yeah, it is a weird thing. And I can understand, like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. That's not my... But a lot of people just crap on things without even trying it. I mean, if you don't like the game, you don't like it. No big deal. But I don't think it would be because it's too similar to Frostpunk, in my opinion, anyway. House must once have been a sight to behold. Its white marbled porch, now crumbled and covered with drifted sand. A statue of a horse stands in the courtyard watching us approach. Windows are shuttered and the door has been broken down and boarded up, suggesting it is being used as a living quarters. We can forge a crowbar and break in, but we are almost out of scrap. We can do no progress or we can sneak around. So there's something about this though. We actually did this one and we tried this and someone got hurt. Let's try the crowbar just to see The downside is we're not going to have enough to camp anymore, and people are going to get unhappy from that too. Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah. Yeah. It's all just clones. Every rogue-like is a clone of rogue, hence the rogue-like. It's clones all the way down. Going, Traptics, welcome back. Is this the same? Is this Mike again? Mike again? Or is this a different Traptics? Were you here when I opened the gift? I have a question for you. Were you here when I opened the gift that you guys sent me? I opened it on stream like not long after you were here. I don't know if anyone clipped it. It was kind of funny though. Joined I mean the last stream that you came to a couple days ago. Anyway, I guess not. When I opened it in the sealed box at the top, there was a bug that had somehow gotten sealed into the box that you guys sent me. And we were joking around that it was for food to go along with a little thing of water. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't intentional, right? There was like some kind of weird like centipede creature that I'd never seen. It's like, is this some kind of invasive species from Philadelphia? What is this? When I showed it on the stream, yeah, I'll have to send you the clip. But yeah, I opened it and in the bubble wrap there was a bug, and I was like, it was still alive. Like, am I supposed to eat this? Yeah. That's all right. You can just blame it on the postal service. Just blame it on the postal service. It's fine. Where are we? Basically fashion a makeshift crowbar and pry open the door. It opens onto a large dusty hallway. We don't hear any signs of life. We quickly check around. There's a large wooden clock, a horned creature, a skull on the wall, and a closet full of old coats and walking sticks. Hey, 400 scrap. Nice. Now we just need to find some food. World's deadliest centipede. Yeah. Dead. I'm dead. The rest of the ground floor is mostly empty. There is a wide carpeted staircase leading up past a sagging chandelier. Yeah, let's keep going upstairs. I thought it was funny. Yeah. Nothing is edible in there. Yeah. No, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. I showed it all on stream. I opened it on stream, but a lot of cool stuff. But the bug was unexpected. I laughed when I opened the box and there's a bug. It's like, what's this? Is this intentional? All right, so we'll finish off the scrap here. Traders are coming tomorrow. All right, what else do we get here? The staircase.
Tonight we dine in hell.
Observer, thank you for the 666 bits. Always wanted to know what this cheer was on your channel. Well, there you go. Tonight we dine in hell. Thank you, Observer. The staircase creaks as we move up, taking our time to listen to or for sounds of movement. We reach the top and there is an elderly man sitting in a chair, a shotgun leveled at our chests, his finger twitching on the trigger. He tells us to drop our weapons or he will fill us full of holes. We don't want to lose our weapons and the man has the drop on us, so we slowly back down the stairs. Back in the hallway, the man calls down. He tells us the house is a fallout bunker. He was born and raised here. In West Philadelphia. Is this an Easter egg?
Let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake. Waffles, thank you for the bits also. Thank you, Waffles. But the rest of his family are dead. He's never wandered far from the house. He asks if we will take him with us. We spend some moments listening to the old man's story. So now we have a new law that we could pass, which is going to help our expedition. 25% smaller inventory, but also they travel 25% faster. All right, let's go check out the satellite dish. We actually have enough food and everything. Yeah, Fresh Prince. Right. West Philadelphia, born and raised. All right, so we need to keep 750 for the next day. Let's get another good tower down, I guess, maybe. Make sure that we're not going under 750 here. It's gonna take 295. Okay, fine. All right. Now we need to save some scrap. Okay, we have finished researching the ability to turn salt water into normal water. However, we haven't cleared off the beach yet. We're also gonna need power for this, but let's go ahead and start researching some other helpful things. Like, we're gonna increase the input and output on this. We could also go into laws now instead, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start upgrading. This is almost done. There we go. So now we can build down there. I gotta be careful though. We don't want to build right away because we need some scrap stockpiled.
A generous bestowal.
Need some scrap stockpiled. So we always want to make sure we have 750 left for the traders come. Hype train. Thank you, Observer. 308.
All aboard the hype train.
Thank you again, Observer. So we need to build this center to finish the quest. Maybe we go ahead and do that to get the quest out of the way, even though we're not pulling in water yet. And to make sure we have room for this. So we can either build this up here and we can
A new
pull, water uphill into it.
We are building an army.
Or we can build it right down here on the beach. I think I'm just gonna build it on the beach. Oh, these don't share. I really thought they did.
You will join us or die, Master.
Waffles. Waffles, thank you for the 10 gift subs. And Chaos Lobster, thank you for the gift sub to Conductor Alpha. Sub goal. Sub plus in +1, right? Waffles, thank you again, man. Much appreciated. Dust Devil refugees. A train of haggard wastelanders wander near our camp. As we give one a small sip of water, in rasping words, he explains that his group has just barely managed to escape from an evil group of bandits known as the Dust Devils. Boy, don't we know them. Who raided and pillaged their camp repeatedly until they were forced to leave. They beg us to take them in. And moved by their plight, so similar to what we recently endured, we can't help but aid them. 11 plus 11? I mean, I don't have a choice. Yeah, think again. Lobster and Waffles and Observer. All right, pull that scrap. And so now we have extra workers when all this is set up. Okay, we're over 750. We're going into day 3. We're also gonna need another house now. Just one. And good timing, the berries just ran out. Another house. Let's put one near the research center. 11. Okay, Expedition needs us. On our way to the satellite dish, we come across a large pit filled with dozens, if not hundreds, of rusted metal drums. Knocking on one of the barrels results in a hollow, liquid sloshing sound. We are quite suspicious of the dangers of the old world has left behind, but there didn't seem to be any warning signs anywhere near the pit. What should we do? Crack one open and see what's inside? Who knows what kind of toxic chemicals? I think we opened it last time. We're gonna skip it this time. We decided among ourselves that it'd be best to leave alone. Okay. Better safe than sorry this time. We had a lot of risks on the last one. Expedition requires us again. We decided among ourselves to skip it. We make our way into the satellite dish station. The inside is relatively pristine and sleek looking. If covered in a thick layer of dust after all these years. One of us throws a switch for the backup generator and we watch as the satellite receiver flicks on. We can try to send out a message or leave it alone. So we did go to this one last time and I tried to send a message. We got no response and it made the entire expedition depressed. So we're just gonna leave it alone this time. Like, no one responded, so yeah, the world must be dead. Must be dead. The settlement we've made here is sufficient to sustain our needs for the time being. Even so, our experiences surviving the wasteland have taught us that things can go wrong very quickly. Even the most promising settlements can collapse overnight. We do well to make backup plans sooner rather than later. Explore the outside world until you discover a backup plan for the community. So we have learned how to make the Advanced Research Center. Okay. So what did that one actually say? We reach a portion of the satellite base that seems to be a library full of scientific readouts and star charts. Movements of various celestial bodies are very well recorded, as well as the findings of some of the scientists that once worked here. We spend some time studying the information and the processes and methods of the old world scientists. So now we can go to the villa. Yeah, let's do it. I wonder what this one's gonna be. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. I think the outcome probably can be different. Like one of the ones that we had to fight people, we were like vastly outnumbered, but I wonder if we had an expedition, you know, full expedition of 6, if we would have gotten the same result. All right, everyone has a house. We have some sick citizens. And how much is the water? Oops. Water collector takes 420. Okay. So we basically don't want to build it unless we have like 1,300 scrap. The well just ran dry. Citizen died. The well just ran dry. Okay. So we got food coming today. We gotta get more water. We're at 12, 38. Okay. And let's keep upgrading this right now. We got to have that converting water quickly. Chapters. This is chapter 3. Chapter 3 on hard mode. Okay, so 750. We can afford. During our efforts to harvest scrap from the shipwreck, we discover a portion of the lower deck that seems to have been used to house rations for the ship's crew. However, the entrance to this storeroom is sealed off by some precariously half-collapsed supported beams that we would have to clear out of the way in order to gain entrance. We can avoid, or we can... Oh yeah, we definitely need to get it. 500 water. Made it past the river one? Yeah, we did that one yesterday. As we victoriously extract the food, water, and scrap from the cleared storeroom, we hear an ominous groaning of metal. Before something cracks and we see a large section of the container ship break off and fall into the ocean. It's lucky that we all made it out safely this time. All right, so water storage. We need 2 of them. We fit 2 right there. Oops. Okay. Resource pile depleted. Okay. So another water storage there. Can we fit the Archimedes screw and one of those? I'm not so sure. Oh, we can. Okay. I think we'll do it that way then. Aside from a single quickly depleting well, the small cove nearby is our only source of water, and even that is currently blocked by some piles of debris. Not anymore, it isn't. Oh yeah, we finished that quest. Like, didn't I just read this? Okay, the trader is going to be here later today, so we got to be a little bit careful. It would take 3 water mills to run this, and that takes 3 workers, but at least then it would be impervious to weather. 1 storage per water type. Yep. Yep. All right, so next this. Keep an eye on that up there. $132. Okay, we can do that one. They're gonna be here in 4 hours. $150. We can do that. And so now we just need power. I should have turned that thing the other direction, but I didn't realize. So now power. So if we use solar or wind, those things can be impacted by weather events, but they take less workers overall. Or to a processing plant directly. I have, yeah, it doesn't let you. I did try that yesterday. Yeah, I might actually just see about using the water mill only. Problem is, it's going to take 3 of them. We're going to take up this entire section. That's less water we can pull out, but maybe it's fine. Careful there. Gotta be careful. Okay. And we can have another worker there too. Go ahead and do that. All right. We come across a small natural seeming spring of water in the middle of a wasteland as we near the villa. It makes sense. Stories say the estate was once known in the old world for its hot springs, though they have mostly since run dry. The flow is exceptionally meager and smells acrid. We are always in dire need of water. What should we do? Last time I tried the supplement and it ruined all of our current water, so I'm not going to do that. We can take some extra time to test the water, or we can ignore it and move on. Let's just ignore it. We need to do this quickly. Yeah, we can upgrade that to make it more efficient too, I think. Let me check. Most of the things have an upgrade, but maybe that one doesn't. No, it does. It does. Permanently increase power output for the water mill. Unknown technology. I wonder how much it increases it. You know what? Let's grab that first just to see. Because, yeah, maybe we can cut it down to just 2 that way. We quickly decide we have enough drinkable water already. We move on toward our destination. Who knows how deep into the earth the old world poisons reach. The villa itself is composed of a large, mostly ruined compound that appeared to have many amenities back in its prime. It was apparently served by a deep well near the center of the main courtyard. Looking down into the well, we see a single human skeleton splayed at its bottom in a tiny puddle of water. Last time we went for it. This time we're not going to. So we are actually out of food. We might end up having to bring them back and then send another one out. Hey, the traders are here. Good, and I knew they were coming this time. Thank goodness. Look at that. 4,000 food. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. What am I, Skaven? Yes, yes. Nice. Nice. All right. Second water mill down, and now we can actually spin some more of this. So this water extractor is completely done. We might as well destroy it, and that opens up an extra input here. So let's get another one of the towers down. I don't know why I always go the wrong one with the towers. It's actually pretty good right there. All right, connect that over. Bad water, but it's bad water nonetheless. It's chapter 3. Chapter 3. Thanks, Lunar. Returning expeditors have brought home stories of an old world villa they found while out exploring. The tales of luxurious and opulent lifestyles of our ancestors have inspired a sense of envy among some of our community. We're now beginning to voice their complaints about the comparatively squalid conditions. So they want us to get a advanced research center, then research advanced houses, and then make an advanced house, or else we're going to get more unhappy. Waste no time, blah, blah. Exploring the rest of the villa reveals various rooms dedicated to the residents' living accommodations. Some of the rooms seem to have been lavish beyond belief before they fell to ruin. Others seem more like servants' or workers' quarters. We have 1 day of food, 1 day of camping, and no water at all. So we can either hope we get water, or we can send them home to pick some up. We don't even have water at home for them to grab right now. Let's just send them. We don't need them at home anyway. Plaza, Lone Tower, grain silo, or truck stop. This one is only 7 hours away. No, 14 hours. I had the wrong thing selected. All right, grain silos it is, I guess. Yeah, we are on chapter 3. Hard mode chapter 3. All right, so power consumption 9. These are giving 4 each. Maybe the upgrade will give, even if it gives +1, that'll be enough. Okay. And we need to try to start working on figuring out how to get this farm going. So 360 for the farm. Okay. It's the same genre as Frostpunk yet. Same genre. Of course, we're not building a round giant furnace in the center. You know, we can build wherever we want, but it is the same genre. We gotta get that salt water taken care of. Wait. And I might have to just go ahead and put another one down, and we can destroy it if we end up not needing it, because we have to get that water done today. We actually have food to last a little bit now because we got the trade. I don't know. How long until the research is done? Just 4 hours. All right. We'll let it go. Okay. I mean, Frostpunk didn't invent this expedition system either. On our way to the grain silos, we cross paths with another group of travelers who prepare for the worst before they weakly signal that they mean us no harm. They're headed in a different direction from ours and seem extremely haggard, hungry, and dehydrated. We have nothing that we can spare, so the expedition might end up dead. I end up dead. They seem to despair at our apologies, but understand nonetheless. One of them simply collapses from exhaustion and they begin to move on. And now our group is depressed. As we near our destination, we hear a shrill cry emanating from over a distant sand dune. Shrieks of pain mixed with pleas for help. And though it is far out of our way, many of our expedition express a desire to go and help. Man, they're starting to get unhappy, so... I mean, they're also starving to death. Last time we helped, and we ended up getting more people, I think. Frostpunk invaded the map. That's right. They invented choose your own adventure story as well. And I'm not sure. This expedition is like doomed anyway. We're gonna ignore it. We're just gonna try to get these, get as much explored with these before they die as we can. And then if we have to send out another expedition, so be it. We need to increase our power. Yeah, I know. Research is almost done. Dust storm, bad timing. Now research advanced food storage. Must be what they found at the grain silos. Makes sense. We convince the bleeding hearts of our party that we can't help everyone, and we continue on and get more depressed. The once towering grain silos are mostly now destroyed and broken, and certainly no longer filled with grain. The mechanism of their function, though, is still intact in some places. Elevators and chutes which could deliver or return grain from storage for easy access. We study it, learn how to make it ourselves. Hopefully we can find some food and water at the truck stop, or these guys are screwed. Found scrap. Yeah, we've used it all. The scrap is used for camping. But yeah, we did find it. And I think maybe at that time we might not could have even held it all. You have a limit to how much you can hold. All right, yeah, it puts it up at 5. Okay. So now we are pumping out water. Finish this research. And let's see if we can get the farm set up now. So put the farm there and a food storage connected to it. Let me make sure I can get the Archimedes screw in there. Let's see. The path of the truck stop takes us down a long stretch of old world highway. The asphalt is littered with potholes, but following its length, it's the only way we know to reach our destination. At a certain point over a particularly uneven section of highway, the ground beneath us gives way, and one of us falls into it. We can make a pulley with the last of our scrap. Make a human chain, or nothing we can do. All right, we'll make a pulley. We don't have enough for a camp anyway, so... We put some more of those towers down here and run it up to the farm. Be nice to put one back there. I don't think that's going to be enough to run the farm. It's day 4. Okay. The guy died. He might. We successfully managed to help the wounded out of the hole, but they were still severely wounded by the fall. Sun grows high over the wasteland, and as we travel down the asphalt road, it is uncomfortably hot. Touching the tar on the road for just a second burns our hands. Why are you touching the road with your hands? I realize that the asphalt is absorbing heat, greatly increasing the ambient temperature. Should we drink extra water? No, you don't have any extra water. Keep going. Good luck. Good luck. Look at that. We're actually producing some water over there. Look at us. Look at us. The groaning of metal precedes yet another partial collapse of the shipwreck structure, this time followed by a large splash as a portion of the ship falls into the water of the cove nearby. A small amount of black liquid spills out into the bay, gunking up our desalinator and ruining a significant portion of our clean water. 250. Okay, so now we can put an extra worker there. Let's make sure that the water collector is pulling out as much ocean water as we can there. In fact, we can get another one of these going now, I think. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And let's have them not drink from this contaminated one. Don't drink from the contaminated water there. Just have that getting stored. Okay. All right. All right. Now make advanced food distribution center as well. We try to keep the road inside as we travel over the surrounding rough terrain. The heat is kinder to us while we stay far from the road, but it takes much longer for us to reach our destination. Truck stop seems to be a small outpost along the highway surrounded by some small buildings and old world automobile wrecks. One building in particular is a restaurant that seems designed to efficiently distribute food to people in trucks without drivers having to leave their vehicle. We study the system. All right. On to the distillery. Good luck. Good luck. Okay. I wonder if this can go straight to that. It's probably not a good idea. Well, I don't know. If we're gonna just feed the farm from those alone, maybe that's fine. Let's see. Going Shambler, welcome in. No, it can't go directly to it, so we will have to do water storage. It's day 5. Okay, so the traders are coming tomorrow. I can't believe this expedition's still alive. They gotta be like starving to death. Our expedition ventures through a hole in a wall of the rectangular industrial seeming building, progressing inward steadily but carefully as we make our way deeper within the structure. We pass by many large casks, most of them cracked open with their wood rotten, some still seemingly intact. What should we do? So last time we had them drink them, and it actually made them more thirsty afterwards, and it took more time, but it increased their happiness. Survivors for slight gains. That's right. We could drink again just to see if the results different. I think we had 3 people last time too. We're dying anyway. All right, we'll let them drink. We spend some time cracking open some of the better preserved cask and consuming its contents. We only have one. Oh, that's right. We only had one at that stage. That's right. That's right. We spent some time cracking open some of them. Okay, the liquid is quite odd. It burns our mouth to drink. After a couple of sips, we find ourselves all laughing at the slightest things, loopy and unbalanced in our troubles. Much forgotten, we have to sit a while to regain our wits and feel less hydrated by the time we're ready to leave. But we actually did get 150 water from it. Better to die drunk. Deeper into the heart of the distillery, we start to come across evidence that other wastelanders have recently passed through the area, and that perhaps they are still nearby. One of our more perceptive party members spots a tripwire just in time, avoiding triggering the trap. Messages written on the wall say, bandits turn back. So last time we told them our intention and they joined us. I think I'm going to go that route again, because if these start dying or abandoning, hopefully we'll have some survivors to go to the next place. I'm afraid people are... Well, I don't know. I kind of want to go this just to see what happens, because it's just different. Stealth this time? Yeah, maybe we just do it just because it's different than what we did last time. All right, let's do it. Reloaders. As we begin to set about the day's labor one morning, we hear odd noises coming from the shipwreck. Investigating carefully, we get the drop on a small group of scavengers who are trying to harvest the wrecked scrap for themselves. More than anything, they look frightened. We can invite them to join us for +9 more colonists. No, thank you. Or we can get 300 scrap from them. Yeah, let's do that. No more colonists right now. Thanks. Let's see. The small group of people are clearly startled. We made it... Oh, wait. It takes us some time to move quietly, avoiding... Okay. They scramble to their feet, but before they can reach their weapons, we are upon them. After a short scuffle, we manage to subdue them. Only then can we explain we are not bandits and that they would be welcome to join us. So we still got people. It's less people. And we got hurt doing it instead. So definitely not as good of an outcome. After diffusing the tension, they explained their situation based only on rumors. They decided to set out in search of a supposed land reachable only by boat, a place known only as Arcadia, thought to be untouched by the poisons of the old world. They're lost and nearly out of supplies, and so are still grateful to be welcomed by our community, but many of them still have hope that we will one day reach such a place. We spend some time learning about these wastelanders' plans as we start our journey back to our encampment. Really? Our minds are filled with the rumors we've been told. Alright. Good luck to the hydrology lab. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get that in time, I don't think. Traders will be here tomorrow. Maybe there's time to get it. How much does it cost to upgrade this? We'll have to research if I can even upgrade it. What? You can't go from one storage to the Archimedes screw and then to this? All right. It's like 80. Whoop, no, we can get higher over here. 93 looks to be the best. What's going on with the power? Oh, I know what's going on with the power. We have to do this friggin' thing. Right? Wait, it's drawing more power now. An extra worker makes it have... or need more power? What? That seems like BS to me. Honestly. Resident Evil Arcadia. Let's go on Bagel. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. As our workers assigned to scrap harvesting go about their work, one of them notices that a particular section of a recently cannibalized bulkhead reads load-bearing wall in large embossed letters on the rusted metal. Faint creaks and groans emanate from that section as other workers pass by it. Don't bother, reinforce it. We'll reinforce it. Maybe because more of the facility is active. Yeah, I guess so. Definitely wasn't expecting it though. All right, we'll try to get this research done in time. I don't know that we're gonna get it, but 840 to upgrade to. Yeah, it must be. So tomorrow the traders come. All right, farm's actually producing a little bit. Traders getting here at just the right time. Signs bearing skull and crossbones surround the area around the lab. As we get closer, we hear an ominous metallic whirring sound. A large open field is now all that separates us from the lab's front entrance. One of our party reads a rusted metal sign that says defense system active. I don't have any scrap. We're 20 scrap off. Too Fat Crew, welcome back. This is the game, yeah, it's similar to, Surround Me Aftermath, End Zone, Frostpunk, etc. Yep. I'm not turning back. We're gonna have some hurt or dead people, but I'm not turning back. They can't make it back home anyway, they're almost dead. Not always. It might seem that way because we've already done most of the other ones, but I've been pretty surprised by some of them. Halfway across the field, one of our party members is killed by a sudden explosion, and we realize we are walking across a minefield. We try to continue on carefully, but an unfortunate soul steps in a mine. A strong metallic odor hits us as we enter the lab. None of us know what the gas is, but we all start to feel our throats burning. We're not sure how much longer we can persist. Well, keep going, because we don't have water. All right. Mines ahead. Oh, come on. Another expedition member died. Hey, we're back down to 3. Without protection, the gas seriously injures many of our throats and lungs, and Cruz Stanley dies. The rest of the lab is dilapidated and mostly empty. Except for some broken pipes and destroyed machinery, the whole facility seems constructed around a single unfinished machine towards its center. Some intact schematics suggest it was designed to use a chemical reaction to purify drinking water. We study this schematic. There we go. Water production is going again. And that scrap is now gone. So we got to make sure we have 750 scrap tomorrow. This is good. Let's start pulling more water out of the ocean here. Okay, and is there anywhere else that we can put more of these towers? There's still an area down here. I don't know that we can input that into this, though. Scrap the well. I did scrap the well, yeah. I could also scrap the old food storage, but I will need food storage when the traders come. So I might as well just leave that. There's an area for water up here. It's not a lot, though. This game, read the reviews. It was not directly sold. I mean, I like it. I've been playing it multiple days for my split stream game. Even after the sponsorship, I've been playing it. I played it some off stream, so I've liked it a lot. If you like this genre, you'll probably like the game. We were talking about earlier how it's kind of weird that people don't want games of the same genre, like, or similar games. If you like that game, you're probably gonna like similar games. It's one thing to be like a clone, which this is not, but all right. Settlement we've made here is sufficient to sustain our needs. Oh yeah, we already read that one. Is it challenging enough? I think so. I lost the previous mission twice, and I lost this one once. I'm playing on hard mode. Okay. Hang on. Pause that. The rest of the lab is dilapidated, mostly empty, except... Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got the thing to make clean drinking water. The raft. Let's go for the raft. Yeah, but I like it, and I'm not sponsored to play it anymore, and I'm still playing it for my second game, even though it's not good for the stream, so... I should tell you at least that I legitimately like it. Maybe you won't, but I've enjoyed it so far. So we failed that quest, unfortunately. So let's not worry about that technology. Let's go back to increasing the workforce on pulling water out. And then after that's upgraded, we'll do the same for the farm, I think. We have to change the filter too. Hopefully we can get up to 750 tomorrow. We have to change the filter or else we're not gonna have water, so.
A new subscriber. Come, steal yourself. We are building.
My list 3 just immediately turned blue. Let me scroll up. Rosa, thank you for the 20 gift subs. We had 715. Thank you, Rosa. Very much appreciated. Much love to Sticker Rosa, as always. As always. Thank you, Rosa. Sub goal! I say that every time we pass another 20. Rosa, thank you again. Ton of support over the years. I appreciate it. A small pier has been built out of an inlet on the coast. The structure seems old, wooden planks rotten and weakened in some places, but still much newer than any old world building. It must have been built here by some group of survivors that passed through here before us. A pair of moderately sized rafts lie beached on the nearby shore. What should we do? Get on those rafts. Good luck. Come back later. I don't think we're going to use this Archimedes screw, honestly. The only reason we might want to use it is to get water up to like a distribution center, but I'll leave it. I'll leave it. We might do that. After making sure the rafts float, our expedition boards them and begins to paddle down the coast. A rip current running parallel to the coastline begins to sweep us down the length of the coast. In the struggle to prevent the rafts from capsizing, many of us cut or bruise our arms against the old wood and coastal rocks. On our trip down the coastline, we begin to drift by a small island just a few hundred yards away from the shore. A wide shack has been erected on the shoal, evidence of some inhabitants. The waters are choppy and our rafts are unstable, but we paddle carefully. We might be able to reach the island and explore. Ignore the island. Ignore it. Let's go on spices. Feeling very old today. It's your 32nd work anniversary. Gotcha. You've been at the same place for 32 years, or you've just been working for 32 years, if you don't mind me asking? Feeling very old. Why ignore? Because last time I did it and everyone died. so I'm gonna ignore it this time. I'm choosing mostly the opposite of what I chose last time. And they died anyway. They're just, I guess they were gonna die regardless because they were starving to death. So I was hoping we had enough time to finish that. So we're gonna have to get another expedition. We're gonna need another Timmy. So after we get the food today, we'll send out another expedition. And maybe with that expedition, we will we'll actually try to get to the island. Same company, wow. Same company. That expedition did a whole lot, you know? It did a whole lot. Okay, traders are coming today. We want to stay above 750. Nightingale, that game seems pretty cool. I don't remember which one it is, but I remember seeing a trailer with that name back when information first came out about it. I'm trying to remember what all was in it. I have to look again, but I definitely remember looking at a game with that name. My wife and I both. I can't put my, like, I can't connect it past the name at the moment. All right. So let's go ahead and, what does this do? Increase the storage capacity. Let's go ahead and work on upgrade the farm. Does the farm actually get enough water? I wonder if we can fit another tower anywhere at all, even if it's like very inefficient. It's very inefficient, but you know, it's still some more water. This is survival mode. This is no, this is the hard mode of the campaign. So we are on part 1, chapter 3, hard mode. Ruler side survival builder. Yeah, I think I do remember that one. You go through like rifts or portals or whatever. Yeah, I think I remember it. Yeah, this one I'm not using at the moment. I guess we could try to purify it. It's kind of like backup water. Like if we run out and we have to have it, I'll end up using it. But at the moment, it's just kind of building up over there. I hope not to have to use it. Without warning, a large portion of the shipwreck collapses into itself. Many of our citizens are injured by the debris from the disaster, and doubt spreads among us as to whether it is wise to continue compromising the wreck's remaining structure by harvesting scrap. Man, I really need those traders to come so we can send this out. Here they are. Right on time. Okay, we'll get our 4,000 food, and then let's get an expedition ready. I want to send out 3. Pull 1 off research. We can actually send them out with decent water for a change. Look at that. Look at us. I just have to wait until they harvest enough scrap. Just immediately putting it in this. Be the last person who's been there forever. Stop telling the management. Yeah, that is really impressive, yeah. A long time to work in one place. Do you still enjoy it though? Are you like, I don't know if you ever enjoy it, but do you at least like working where you're working? I'd hope so with that amount of time, but all right, new expedition headed out. Boy, we are just absolutely eating through that food stock super quickly. We're getting lots of water though. All right, let's see if we can make it drafts again. Got plenty of food and water supplies in this one. And let's go ahead. You know what? I'm going to leave them on research right now because we got to get the farm producing more. Oh, one of our doctors is missing too. Cloudy. Cloudy shouldn't matter for us. And then let's do more output of the farm. Then we'll do more workers at the farm. We gotta get our doctor moved over. You know what? Let's just move this one to doctoring. So depressed people and sick people by default don't work in this game. Isn't wonderful, and work is mostly fun. That's good. That's good. The clouds did rain in the second mission. I haven't in this one though. No rain in this mission yet. Wonder why the other person is depressed. Doesn't tell me. They're not missing a house or anything. Let's get that farm research done. Oh, right. I didn't finish connecting it. Thank you. Because I was saving scrap for the and the traders came. All right. There we go. There we go. Good catch. All right. Expedition's almost there. Extra workers at the farm. Produce more food. Do we actually try to paddle to the island with this group? Yeah, you know what? We actually have more supplies this time. Let's try it. Takes a long time to paddle against the current, but we eventually break out of the rip current and reach the island shore without capsizing. Nice. We actually made it. Never seen me play a colony game before, but maybe choose this one. Yeah. Just figured I'd try the genre. Going Hookie, welcome in. I'll just try the genre, yeah. See if I liked it. Alright, so yeah, the farm fully saturated. Traders are not gonna be back for basically 3 days. Too bad we don't have towers that just produce food overnight. Any feedback so far? I'll try to think about it some more. One thing I do wish though, and I actually mentioned this pretty early on, and it might be because I'm playing on like 4K resolution, but the scroll speed is a little slow. And there might be an option for it, but what I prefer is a button in the game that if you hold down, most of these type of games, RTS that I play, if you hold down shift when you're scrolling, or maybe if you scroll with the mouse, like clicking mouse and dragging, it goes much faster. It's a minor thing. Yeah, aside from that, I'll have to think about it. I can let you guys know. And if you want to reach out, by all means, you can reach out to my my business email. If you don't already have that, it's just Adam at Adam versus everything. Adam and Adam versus everything. Other games with choices like in this one. Like, I mean, Frostpunk has similar kind of. The Frostpunk choices are more like the laws that you choose and the repercussions of those, but more of like a choose your own adventure thing. Not aside from like, does Sunless Sea have that? I haven't played Sunless Sea. I have it though. Sunless Sea and is it Sunless Skies? I haven't played either of those, but they're on my to play list too. It takes a long time. Okay, we harvest some rainwater collected in barrels around the small dwelling, but there are no inhabitants or their decaying remains for that matter. To be found, a crudely drawn map inside the shack is our only clue. An arrow is drawn along the coastline pointing to the north. We got some water. Although the currents are strong and the rocks treacherous, we spot a site with all the makings of a good camp. It's too dangerous to try to moor the rafts directly next to it, but we are able to alight a little further along and ascend the cliffs to examine the area. Land is arable with reserves of scrap ripe for the picking. Yeah, if you're still here, there's only one other thing, but I don't know if it would go against your guys' like game design or vision for it. So some games do it and some games don't. But if you're still here, I just thought of another thing that I had mentioned when I was playing this yesterday. Either of those be something you might like? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll have to look at them. So the other thing is the micromanagement, and again, this kind of ties in with the camera speed. The micromanagement of changing where workers are, I know is important, but it would be nice, like when someone gets depressed or sick, they don't have their job anymore, and for, you know, obviously you want to refill that position, it would be nice to be able to put priorities on things instead of having to micromanage every single individual +1 -1 at a place, so that, like, if you want your farm to be the priority workplace, if someone at that gets sick and they're no longer a worker, someone from a less priority work job that you've set up automatically goes and gets into the farm, if that makes sense. Like Timberborn kind of has that, for instance, where you can set the priority on like your water production building high, and so when a worker from that ends up dying or whatnot, instead of having to redistribute yourself, they just go from a lesser one. But again, that might just not be, that might go against the design of the game. Maybe the game is supposed to be a lot about the micromanaging of workers between places. Got both of those in your plan, so it's good that you confirm these are needed. Yeah, especially having played lots of other games in the same overall genre. That is one of the main things that I miss. And again, because of the camera scroll, it wouldn't be quite as bad to reposition people from building to building. But I feel like I'm, like, you know, slowly scrolling over to check the number next to the building. So even like a workers tab that you could click, you know, to like a little drop down that's like, that would show the numbers. And I guess it's more concerning on like a bigger map. Like this, on some of the other ones, the maps were smaller. This map is bigger, so I have to scroll around a lot to check the numbers on places. In the course of our expedition throughout the outside world, we've discovered a route which could take us to a new land. Should we ever desire to leave, the rafts at the dock could reasonably ferry the members of our community far down the coast to whatever habitable lands might lie that way. However, with a replenishable resource of water present in our current location, we have no particular reason to make such a migration unless we want to. Even though we've discovered a migration route leading away from our settlement, we don't have much reason to migrate. Well, it might be that we're running out of food. Things are going well for the time being, so it would probably be better to continue stocking up on resources while surviving in the area in which we're currently settled. Remain in the area as long as it can support your settlement. I'm betting that means we need to survive here until we get all the scrap from that ship. Let's have these people stop by the Lone Tower on the way back. Yeah, Lone Tower and Plaza. We did the Bell Tower last time I tried this mission. But yeah, I don't remember doing those other two because I think we lost before I got those done. Okay, so food is our big concern, and we can only do so much, right? We're upgrading the farm. I don't know if it's getting enough water input. It's hard to know. I think it might be. You like that aspect? You're not big on the survival part, as you know. Oh, I got you. So you're meaning for you to play, or? I guess the Storm was good. Definitely a different kind of game, but still a base builder game, yeah. The pour water. Yeah, I actually did that last time, yep. Last time, that's what I used the Archimedes screws for, yep. I still have this one set here in case I want to do that. We actually are over on water now, so maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I will. It'll take a lot of scrap to connect this through. Can I get rid of the current connection? So I can either get rid of this, connect it straight through there, or get rid of this and have that. It's one of the lower producing ones, right? So. Yeah, that's what I went with last time. All right, I think I'll just do that. This isn't really producing much anyway. I meant to turn that off too, and I just didn't do it. All right. I'll connect those. Waters on storages and screws can't mix. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, and this one's currently connected straight to the farm. This is our... Yeah, I don't know. We're drinking through that the whole day. I guess I should have deleted this instead, but well. You have to break the connection to the farm for it to connect. Gotcha. Okay. So it kind of snapshots. Yeah, okay. So it's got like a snapshot at the moment. And so, wait, the farm can't have multiple water types going into it at once? So you can't mix it that way either. Yeah, can't mix it on the farm either. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. We have some options though. We can also start working on purifying the other water through like the wet plant stuff. All right, I think I might do that. And we still have some more worker space here, especially with the expedition if we bring them back. All right, I guess I'll do that. All right, so we'll connect that through to the farm. Okay, so now the farm should output some more. We are filling that with the contaminated water. I'll leave it on in case they have nothing else to drink, but I think I'm going to have to start working on decontaminating that kind of water too. What other research are we working on? Extra farm worker, okay. A low rumbling sound builds in volume. Suddenly a deafening roar makes every head swing in the direction of the shipwreck. Half of it finally cleaves off, falling into the sea. Oil gushes out into the cove, contaminating everything. Sticky black liquid, quickly gunking up our desalinators. Fortunately, we have already discovered a route through which we can relocate our community. With our desalinators disabled and our water reserves now quickly depleting, we should probably consider migrating immediately. Oh, we won! So it doesn't matter. Rosa, thank you for the gift sub to Traptix, or Mike, as we know now. Thank you, Rosa, for another gift sub. Yeah, we won anyway, so it doesn't matter. GG!
Anguish and despair wash over us at the sudden destruction of the settlement. Could we have acted differently? Will such a bountiful source of clean water be found again? Such deliberations are redundant. What's done is done. We're defeated, but we're not dead yet. We must learn from our mistakes and keep moving forward.
Ninja vanish. There we go. We had no one desert this time. We had 9 deaths. Most of that was expedition deaths, but it only took 8 days. Chapter 1.3, Wreck. Anguish and despair wash over us at the sudden destruction of a settlement. Could we have acted differently? Will such a bountiful source of clean water be found again? Such deliberations are redundant. What's done is done. We're defeated. It's what the voiceover said, so. Clean salt water. Bountiful, clean. Hey, we were cleaning it. We were cleaning it. But yeah, that was mission number 3. Only 42%. But yeah, I should have time. I usually get off here around 5 or so, but you know what? Let's try out the next chapter. I'm blind to it, so this should be fun. No spoilers, Mike.